Taehyung to throw first pitch ceremony at Dodger Stadium, Los Angeles, California. Jungkook gets emotional. Welcome back to the channel, ARMY and curious viewers from all around the world. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss any of our deep dives into the untold stories of BTS. Trust me, today's video is something you'll want to watch until the very end, because what happened at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles was more than just a ceremonial first pitch. It became an emotional turning point, especially for Jungkook. Now, imagine this, the roaring crowd at Dodger Stadium, one of the most legendary baseball venues in the United States. The energy of the stadium on game day is unmatched, cheers echoing across the massive stands, the crack of the bat, the anticipation in the air. But on this particular day, baseball wasn't the only reason fans were gathered. Thousands came with light sticks, BTS banners, and purple hearts. Why? Because one of the most beloved members of BTS, Kim Taehyung, better known to us as V, was about to step onto the pitcher's mound. At first glance, it might just seem like a symbolic gesture. Celebrities are often invited to throw the first pitch at baseball games. But for Taehyung, this moment carried a weight far greater than what anyone expected. And what made the atmosphere even more powerful was Jungkook's reaction, standing on the sidelines, eyes glistening, as if this single pitch was unlocking a flood of memories. But before we get to that emotional twist, let's rewind for a moment. Why was Taehyung invited to throw the first pitch at Dodger Stadium, in Los Angeles of all places? The Dodgers are not just any baseball team, they're one of the most iconic franchises in Major League Baseball, with a history that stretches back over a century. This is the same stadium where legends have played, where history has been written. And now, Taehyung's name would be added to that list, not for his athletic achievements, but for what he represents, a global cultural phenomenon, an artist whose influence stretches beyond music, into sports, fashion, and even international diplomacy. But here's the deeper layer, for BTS, Los Angeles has always been special. This is the city where they performed their legendary Permission to Dance on Stage concerts in 2021, the concerts that marked their grand return to live audiences after the pandemic. The very air of Los Angeles carries echoes of ARMY chants, purple oceans, and moments of vulnerability the boys shared on stage. For Taehyung, stepping into Dodger Stadium wasn't just about honoring baseball, it was like revisiting the city where BTS carved some of their most unforgettable memories. So when the announcer's voice boomed through the speakers, introducing Taehyung, the stadium erupted. Cameras flashed, ARMYs screamed his name, and even Dodgers fans unfamiliar with BTS couldn't help but feel the magnetism of this young man walking calmly, yet gracefully, toward the mound. He wore the Dodgers jersey, customized with his name and number, his expression carrying that signature Taehyung mix of serenity and mischief. But as he reached the mound, something subtle shifted. Observers noticed him pausing for a moment, taking a deep breath, almost as if he was centering himself. Was he nervous? Possibly. But those who know Taehyung best could sense it wasn't just nerves. It was reflection. It was weight. It was the realization that this wasn't just about tossing a baseball, it was about representing not only BTS, but an entire generation of dreamers who had been told they didn't belong, only to prove the world wrong. And on the sidelines stood Jungkook, his eyes locked on Taehyung. To the casual fan, Jungkook's expression might have seemed like simple support. But ARMYs noticed immediately, something deeper was stirring in him. He wasn't just watching his hyung throw a pitch. He was remembering. Remembering late nights in practice rooms, when the boys, exhausted and uncertain about the future, would still laugh and dream about moments like these. Remembering how Taehyung, despite his quiet demeanor, always carried a silent resilience, encouraging the others just by being present. When Taehyung finally wound up and let the baseball fly, the stadium held its breath. The ball traveled cleanly, landing in the catcher's mitt with perfection. The crowd erupted into thunderous cheers, ARMYs waving their light sticks like a sea of purple stars in broad daylight. Taehyung smiled, bowing slightly, his charm radiating effortlessly. But what fans didn't expect was the camera cutting to Jungkook. His hand quickly brushed across his face, almost as if wiping away a tear. It was only a brief moment, but ARMYs caught it. The youngest member of BTS was overwhelmed. Why? Because in that split second, Jungkook wasn't just seeing Taehyung throw a baseball, he was seeing the culmination of everything they had endured together. Think about it, these are the same boys who once shared a cramped dorm in Seoul, with little money and endless uncertainty about their future. They faced ridicule, prejudice, and pressure that could have broken anyone. Yet here they were, on one of the grandest stages in America, with Taehyung being celebrated by tens of thousands. Jungkook's emotions weren't just about pride, they were about survival, about gratitude, about the miracle of standing where they stand today. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. The Dodgers organization didn't randomly pick Taehyung for this honor. According to sources close to the team, they wanted someone who not only had global recognition but also embodied the idea of perseverance and community spirit. Taehyung's artistry, his voice, his connection with fans, all of that made him the perfect symbol. In a way, this pitch wasn't just for ARMY. It was for everyone who has ever felt underestimated, overlooked, or told that their dreams were impossible. But just when the ceremony seemed to end with smiles and applause, there was an unexpected twist. As Taehyung walked back toward the dugout, Jungkook moved to meet him, pulling him into a quick embrace. Cameras captured it, and ARMYs online exploded with emotions. That brief hug wasn't staged, wasn't planned, it was raw, real, and filled with unspoken words. What did Jungkook whisper into Taehyung's ear? That remains a mystery, but fans speculate it was something deeply personal, something only years of shared history could explain. Some said it looked like Jungkook was thanking him. Others believed it was encouragement for Taehyung's upcoming projects. But one thing was clear, it wasn't just about baseball. It was about brotherhood. And yet, this is only the beginning. Because what unfolded after the pitch ceremony took everyone by surprise, leading to an even more emotional moment that had ARMYs worldwide in tears. And that, ARMY, is the story behind Taehyung's first pitch at Dodger Stadium, and why Jungkook couldn't hold back his emotions. If you felt that wave of pride and nostalgia, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more deep dives into BTS's untold stories, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think Jungkook whispered to Taehyung that day? Could it have been a thank you, or a promise for the future? One thing is certain, moments like this remind us why BTS is more than music. They are history in motion.